All right, I wanted to walk through number 10 quickly here. We know that we have a Venn diagram with just two events. One of the possible outcomes is being in French class, and the other outcome is being in math class. And also, I gave you some specific information about those probabilities. So the probability that someone is in French class is just going to be 6 out of the total 15 students. I think most people's kind of gut instinct or guess is to go ahead and put that over here. And we'll talk about why that's incorrect here in 1 second. But then if we continue on to the next option, the next probability that we're given is that the probability someone is in math class is 11 out of 15. So then once again, I'm thinking a similar instinct is going to be to go ahead and just put that 11 over here. But if you notice, if you're placing 6 and 11 in the Venn diagram in that way, you've actually accounted for 6 plus 11 or 17 students. But this is actually a problem that isn't possible, because we know that based on the next probability statement, it says 14 out of 15 students were in French or math. And I'm going to go ahead and write that down here to the side, that the union, the probability that someone is in French union math is only 14 out of the 15 students. So that means a couple things. First of all, this 14 tells me that this circle for French and this circle for math, all three of these positions should add up to just 14. The second thing it tells me is I'm only using 14 of the 15 students. I still have one extra student that is over here in the none category. So this student maybe is just taking Latin or Spanish or some other course. So what we have to do is get rid of this 6, get rid of this 11. I have accounted already, before I erased them, with this 6 and this 11, I've accounted for 17 people. But we just said that we're only actually allowed to have 14 people. So if we just focus in here on the 17 people and the 14 people, I need to find the difference between those two things because I have extra people. So between that 7 and the 14, I have this extra overlap of 3 people, and that overlap occurs here in the middle. Then, based on the first probability that we discussed, the probability of someone being in French is 6 out of the 15 people. So this entire green circle should add up to 6. That's going to put 3 remaining students there. And then in the blue circle for math, the probability someone was in math class was 11 out of 15. So that's going to put the remaining 11 students there. If you notice, this 3 plus 11 does add up to the 14 students that I was given. Then if I add the additional 1, that'll get me up to the 15, which is the entire class. So now we actually need to answer the question that was asked. The question was, what is the probability that someone is in French and math, that intersection? That intersection, of course, takes place in the middle, so that would be 3 out of 15, or 1/5. So the actual answer, the actual probability of having someone in both courses is 1/5.